Hello, 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 Dreamers. Badala here. As always, thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. So, this is the collective weekly messages. And right off the bat, we're getting this energy of you needing to stay focused, you needing not to let distractions derail you or pull you off something that you're creating or something that you're doing. For some of you, I feel like this energy of distraction, excuse me, wants to come in when spirit is asking you to rest, or when spirit is asking you to take time to allow something to come in. Sometimes we forget that after we have put in the time, or we put in the energy or whatever on whatever it is that we were working on, whether it was a project, whether it was a business, or whatever it is, there usually comes a period of time of kind of like sitting and waiting to receive. But and I need you to kind of like follow me here, right? This moment of sitting doesn't mean that you're like not doing anything. For some of you, this is going to be like a period of time where you are either receiving like downloads, or you're focusing more on the meditation aspects of your practices or whatever it is. So even though you're not actively rushing or pushing to create something like physically, you are still in the energy of creation. I don't know if that makes any sense, the way that it's coming up. That's kind of like the way that I see it. It's like you're I want to say, like, instead of like sitting and waiting, we're going to say you're actively slowing down. Okay. So you're actively slowing down because there's like a new rhythm or a new pace coming to whatever it is that you do. Again, this can be in your personal life, or this can be career wise, but there is a change of pace here. And while you're in the transition of that change of pace, there may be distractions that are trying to come. So this may feel like, all of a sudden feeling like this urgency of like overproduction or overdoing, or this urgency feeling of like that you're not doing enough, like you need to be doing more, you need to be showing up more and all of this. And what I need you to realize is that that energy that is driving that space is a distraction in itself, because that is the energy or the space where you lived or you were in when you were in a survivor mode. That is not the space or the energy that you are now in. When you are embodying this energy of creation, you know that when you are creating something, it is done exactly at the right time. You are never too late, you are never too early. And when this urgency energy comes in, it is usually the past trying to come in one way or another. So you may have like, people from your past trying to come back in. So just kind of be aware of that. People trying to bring in like past disagreement or past issues back into the future, or into the future, back into the present moment. So just kind of be aware of that, so that you're able to navigate those spaces as these energies arise, right? Because that's really basically what all of these readings are. It's about you becoming aware of the energies that are going to be surrounding you, so that then you are able to navigate these spaces without allowing these energies to swallow you whole, or to drag you down to whatever it is, right? So just kind of be aware that you should be taking more of a space of just noticing or witnessing what it is that is happening without needing to engage with it. And I always say, like, the biggest manifestations of the things that I've received usually happen during the downtime, usually happen during the time that I'm recalibrating, or I'm just allowing downloads to come through and I'm not actively doing anything. So just kind of keep that in mind, because that is coming in that way. All right, so let's see, what else do we have when it comes to that? Um, Somebody is very angry. Somebody's very angry looking at your success, or looking at how successful you are, or just the way that you're moving, just the way that you're showing up in life, just the way that things seem to be happening for you so easily. Somebody is looking at you with this side eye or this envious energy. Now, for some of you, this jealous person can be masking, or can be coming in as a form of a friend. So be aware of like backhanded compliments that may be coming in. Somebody saying like, oh, I wish I could be you, you're so freaking lucky, oh, it must be nice too, oh, it must be nice that. And it's like, no, babe, like it must be nice to work as hard as I do, so that you can achieve the things that I have achieved. And you have to be, again, you have to be aware of how to address those energies, and how to manage those spaces, right? When and I don't know about you, but I am a very direct person. I'm not going to be fiddling around trying to figure out how to say something. If you come at me twisted, I'm giving you that energy right back. I'm mirroring that shit right back to you. I don't know if that's because I'm a Capricorn or whatever it is. Like I'm not putting up with that shit from nobody. So it's almost kind of like this space where some of you are really going to have to shut down these comments or this whatever, like right there and then. You cannot give that energy or that space. That's what I was gonna say. You cannot give that energy space to become a reality, or energy, or space to take up room or space in your life, right? There is a difference here about like being defensive because you are hurt or you're triggered and you haven't been healed, and there's also a space of protecting what is yours and not allowing someone else to speak over your life. What a lot of people don't understand is that a lot of time people unknowingly, and I love the way, I don't know if you can see it on the thing, but in person this flame is going like crazy. um what a lot of people don't understand is that when you let somebody speak over your life, you're giving them permission to then create what your reality is going to be. And we're not having that, right? And sometimes you don't have to say something out loud and directly to the person. Sometimes you can just say it in your mind, or you can say it, to yourself or whatever it is, right? But there is a space here of like needing to stand up to the truth of who you are and needing to take control of the reality that you're trying to create. Because I'm going to be honest with you, this is one of the things that is happening here. You get into a space where things are going good for you, when you're starting to manifest the things that you want, when you're starting to create the things that you want, and etc. And then you allow somebody to give you like a backhand compliment, or you allow somebody to speak over your life, and then it almost feels like within a couple of days of hearing that or whatever, you internalize that even without realizing it, and then things begin to shift, right, in the direction that you don't want them to, right? And then you begin to believe that, oh, it must be luck, right? And when you think that it's just luck, there, the same way that you have some lucky days, you're going to have some unlucky days, right? So you have to be very, very aware of how it is that you are managing or dealing with the energies or with the words that other people are trying to speak over your life. The only person here that should be speaking over your life, it is yourself. Okay. And why do I say it like that? I'm not trying to scare anybody or anything like that. What I'm trying to say is, as you begin to grow and evolve within your own spirit, right, you start to realize that sometimes the stories that you're telling yourself or the reality that you're living is nothing more than the echoes of other people. Now, the more that you practice this now consciously, right? Like you're consciously practicing not allowing people to speak over your life and correcting the language or correcting the wording, the more that it becomes second nature. And like, 6 months from now, a year from now, you're like, people can say whatever they want to say. And there's a part of your spirit that right away detects that as a lie and just banishes it so that you're not internalizing it. But it all begins with the awareness of it and then the conscious choice to not accept someone else's word over your life as a reality for yourself. And then once you are consciously, again, whether you're doing it for some of you, you may have to consciously do it for a week. For some of you, you may have to consciously do it for a day, a month, a year. You guys, we are all, I was gonna say you guys, but we are all on different parts of our journey. So depending where you are in your journey, like your own spiritual journey, depends how long you have to consciously do something before it becomes a second nature. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card. We are using the Seven Energies Oracle for this week, so this is the deck that you'll be seeing on all the readings. All right, so let's go ahead and let's give me one card, Spirit. At the bottom of the deck, a tall tale. Tall tale. All right, let's go ahead. Give me one card, Spirit. If you have a feeling, I'm gonna read whatever is in the book. So we have two cards, and I'm gonna take both of them. That's so strange. We have 44 and 45. Okay, so we have Beyond the Ordinary, which is page 25, right? And what I'm picking up out of these two cards, and I will read the quick description from the book, is like recognizing or realizing or coming into a space where you're recognizing or realizing energies before they even approach you. And then we have the Divine Matrix is your second card. So we have here, we'll start off with this one. Do you ever wonder how synchronicities have come together? The The meaningful coincidence move life forward in ways we might not understand at times. We can get trapped in the idea that the world is a place of separated parts with the space between, because the true quantum spiritual nature of reality can be confusing. Imagine that everything possible under the sun is waiting to be claimed. You are not separate from what you desire to manifest. Everything is intrinsically connected within a vast living web of life, a divine matrix. Even that which you have not yet observed as part of your life experience is still connected to you. It remains dormant until you choose it. So this card has to deal more with the realm of spirit, the knowledge that we are all divine beings. So when you realize that you yourself are a divine being, you realize that you can speak over your life, the creation of the lifestyle and the life that you want to live in this world. For the beyond the ordinary, we have beyond our ordinary worlds defined by our memories, our intellect, and our five senses is a mystical realm of beauty, magic, and extraordinary potential. This is the spiritual realm, the quantum reality, called by some the great mystery. This place doesn't operate under the same laws we're used to, but rather it has its own way of working that it is perfect, though hard for us to understand. When you want to know what is to come, the nature of something, or where you're headed, it's natural to turn to a trusted oracle and expect some kind of answer that will inform your view of how things are, might be, or should be. So there's definitely here a sense or storyline of really needing to allow your spirit to guide, allowing you to start looking at your interactions with other individuals from a spiritual aspect. Okay? Okay. Well, that is all that I have. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all. Mwah. Bye-bye.